believe it.
Okay, ghosts is like a different story.
Yeah.
But it determines how my life is gonna go there on out.
Let me stop you right there.
What?
Isn't that a premonition?
Be careful. Like, if you go out today, just really be careful.
Hi!
Look at this crazy sushi platter we have in front of us.
I have one word. Starving.
But we're always starving. I was even gonna say, this time I'm not even gonna tell them how hungry we are.
I am.
Okay.
I'm always gonna tell you that.
Yeah. Before we get going with our topic today, you guys, let us have a few bites in first.
I don't even know what to eat.
I'm so hungry.
I was just trying to use I was like, you know what? Maybe I'll try and use chopsticks with my other hand.
Nope.
Wow. What a huge fail.
It's hard.
It really is. I feel like it's something I should practice, though. Because it seems like something you should be able to get more so than writing.
My sister, actually, because this is my side, I'm always on this side, and Aaron's always on that side. And my sister is always on that side, like vice versa, right? So when she films with me or the kids, she's always on that side as well. And so she actually
taught herself?
Yeah, she's like learned to use that side of the chopsticks.
I can't grip. And then the problem is my hand's like right in front of my face all the time too.
It's okay.
I kind of want to learn now. I guess learning on camera isn't the best time to try and practice. Anyway.
California spider roll. You can use your fingers.
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't like using my fingers.
Because it's totally okay to. Actually, I'm going to use my fingers then.
Wow.
Because it's hard, like.
It is. I feel weird using my fingers, though.
Really?
Yeah.
Try this, is so good.
I'm going to try this one because I was already going for it. Is this I don't know which one's I got to open my...
California,
Man, this is the third time I grabbed that one.
California roll with masago on the outside. The one that we really like. Man, there is so much going on here. I don't even think I need ginger.
I know.
But
yeah.
I'm going to have another bite of this so I can show you what it is.
Ooh.
Like, it's not focusing, but I don't know. Is it focusing? Yeah. Anyway, so this is like the whole soft shell crab roll.
And this is just a California roll? Is that what I'm grabbing here? Now that it's completely falling apart and I'm spilling on myself.
And it's spicy.
Well, that one is?
This is also a soft shell crab
Oh.
roll, but it's just like a different kind.
I know. I remember the first time I ordered these, I was like, you just eat the whole crab?
You eat the whole crab. So you guys, I don't know if you've been keeping up with the news of Thailand. It's pretty sad what has just happened. So today's topic or story time has a lot to do with that day. Like that, I don't even know where to start. So I don't know where to start because I feel like it's all connected. I feel like, I don't know, maybe I'm overthinking, but then I had already shared this with a bunch of you guys on Instagram, and I don't know if you've caught it in time. If you have, comment down below. Are you good?
It's came out of there like a faucet.
I know, I saw your face. I was like, oh. Deja vu, you guys. Deja vu. Having deja vu to me, what from the past, it's almost like the universe telling me that I'm on the right track. Right?
What I want to know is deja vu like a universal thing? Like everyone gets it? Or is it kind of like ghosts where it's like you don't really believe it unless it happens to you?
According to everybody on Instagram, it's normal. People have it all the time. Some people never experienced it, but they know people who have had deja vu.
Because it's kind of like one of those things. It's like when you learn things that it's not common to everyone, you're kind of like, everyone doesn't do that or see that. Mine was like, it's something called the mind's eye.
The mind
that I was like watching some documentary and they were talking about, you know, when someone tells you, oh, remember, like picture yourself in your old bedroom when you were 16, blah blah blah, and you're like, I was always kind of like, well, yeah, I can imagine it, like, but some people, most people in the world actually picture it, like they see it in their head.
I'm one of those.
Yeah, I'm not. And you have what's called the mind's eye. Oh. And I have this smaller percentage of people, like 10% or something like that, or 15, where you don't actually see it. You just, like, I know what it is, but I don't see it in my head. Like, I don't see pictures. Mm-hmm. It's weird. Mm-hmm. Like, yeah. And I always thought, whenever, oh yeah, I can picture this, I can picture that. And I was like, yeah. Like, and then I realized, oh, there's different ways people's brains work.
We are kind of like left and right.
Yeah, but I mean, like, particularly that, because you hear it all the time when you're, you know, oh, this. So that's why I was wondering about Deja Vu. Like, is it something, maybe your brains work in different ways, or ghosts and things like that, where you don't really believe it.
Okay, ghosts is like a different story.
Yeah.
But Deja Vu, today we're talking about Deja Vu.
Okay. We'll come back to the ghosts. I've had Deja Vu, but it just
like
doesn't...
lots?
No, not as much as you.
Tell me, when you do have Deja Vu, like, what happens to you, your body, your mind, your current feelings at the moment? Like, well, if you can remember them.
The current feelings is, it's kind of like... It's kind of like... I don't even... It's like you're in a new place.
Yeah.
And you have this overwhelming feeling that you've been there or done this before.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Of course, there's no right or wrong answer because everybody experiences deja vu differently. Mm-hmm. Right?
That's what it is to me. I don't see anything. Can't predict what's going to happen. Nothing like that. It's just...
So basically that day... Mm-hmm. So... Oh! Maybe you should use your hand.
Man, I'm so like fumbly today.
Oh, because you're hungry.
No. Anyway.
So deja vu. No. See now.
So what is it to you?
Oh, to me, like when it happens to me, it's almost like for a split second, everything stops for me because I was like, I've seen this before, and I know. And then it's almost like I pause. Take a deep breath, and then my brain clicks in. It says, hold on, wait a minute, pause, stop, think about this for a second. It's from a memory you've seen before. This has happened to you before. So either you take a step forward or take a step backwards. Take a step this way, take a step this way. Because for me, in that moment, I feel like it determines how my life is going to go from there on out, because it's supposed to be you're in the right time, or you're supposed to like pick a path.
It's almost like a pivot point in your life.
Yeah, it is. It's a pivot point because.
Gotcha.
And man, I swear, like, I don't know. It's it's so creepy when it happens to me because I feel like I'm feeling like I'm reliving that moment. Man, sometimes I know exactly, because my brain remembers certain situations and my brain doesn't. Sometimes it's like very vague. Sometimes it's very vivid. Like I can see what's going to happen next, and then I remember, and I was like, "Yep, As it happens, I was like, "Yep, this is gonna happen. Yep, like that." Like it's creepy.
That is creepy.
You know?
I've never experienced anything like that. I just get that weird feeling. Well. There's so many ways you can tangent off this too.
I know. It's almost like I'm redreaming what I dreamt in my dream for the deja vu. So basically, when I have a dream, I try to wake up and remember, okay, last night I had a dream about this. Just remember this dream, because when it first happened to me, I was like, whatever, it's just a dream. Like, it's just a dream. And then when my dream started to happen, that's when I learned they're called deja vu. Right?
Gotcha.
You know, a lot of people on Instagram was like, yeah, it's... What did you say?
My problem is I also rarely remember my dreams.
when we first met Aaron, I was like, so how come you never like tell me about your dreams, right? He's like, because I don't dream. I was like, impossible.
Yeah.
You must dream, you just don't remember.
I very rarely remember.
No, and a lot of, some people on Instagram said those deja vus are moments that you remember from your mother's womb. But it's impossible because it hadn't happened yet. So it's like, how, you know? And some people were like you're reliving your past lives. And you're supposed to either go a different way to not relive your past life and go at a different direction to relive this, to not relive, to
learn something different.
Yeah, like that.
There you go. I knew that's what you were going for.
Yeah.
I'm here to help.
So anyways, that day, you guys, I had woken up at 3:30. I couldn't sleep for some reason, and we went to bed.
To that.
Yeah, we went to bed fairly late, so I should be tired. And
You should have slept in.
I should have slept in till at least 6:30, 7. My usual wake up time, right? 6. And that day, I woke up at 3:30. I tried to stay in bed till 4:30. So I was like, you know what? Forget it. Just wake up. So then I had a early workout session that day. So I, cause so I went on Instagram and I said, deja vu. Do you guys believe in deja vu? And I put, just to see, I was like, because like I felt so weird that day. Like I just felt so like awake and disturbed almost, like uneasy. There you go, uneasy. Anyway, that was like 9:30-ish when I finished that whole story on Instagram, and I talked to a bunch of you guys asking if you guys had deja vu. Anyway, moving on to later that day, some of you guys may or may not know already that my sister's here. And she had already arrived, and asking to see if she was like jet lagged and if she wanted to go out because I was up so early, so I had all the time in the world that day. Right? Literally yeah. All the time in the world. It's like, and you guys know that Siam and like Paragon and stuff, we go there pretty much every day. I get all my food from there, and when I finished filming ASMR say, that's where we would go and I would kind of like work out.
When the kids were here, that was like our stomping ground.
Every day. Basically, we're like mall rats at that mall, pretty much. We go there every day, almost every day. So then that day, my sister's like, oh yeah, well, I'll probably do this and this and this, and I'll probably end up going for a walk because, the kids wanted a few things from Paragon. And I swear, I kid you not, I never tell my sister, hey, just be careful. Like, if you go out today, just really be careful. But my point of trying to get across to you in that moment is I felt something inside of me, like, pushing me and telling me, like, you have to tell her to be careful. Like, I had to tell her. Wow. And I never tell her be careful.
No.
So I basically told her, I was like, hey, listen, if you go out today, just really be careful. Almost in a way trying to convince her not to go out. But I couldn't convince her not to go out because it's like, well, why? It's right there.
Yeah.
Her condo's right there too. Mm-hmm. So anyway, and as we were doing our own thing and we had to like go somewhere else at the same time. And I was like, oh, it's pouring out. It's flooding. Kind of almost like letting her know maybe you shouldn't go out because it's pouring, it's flooding. And right now, I'm stuck on a traffic jam right in front of Siam and BK. We were stuck there for 30 minutes in one spot, right there in front of the mall. Yeah. And then I was like, hey, like I'm stuck here. Maybe you shouldn't go out. Maybe it's really, really busy out. Like, don't go out. Mm-hmm. And my sister's like, yeah, maybe I won't go out. And then finally I heard on the news that there was a tragedy there was a shooting at the mall. And I didn't know which mall because they didn't say at the time. And they were like, oh, Paragon. I was like, holy. Crazy.
Yeah. I almost think things like that, like, it could also be like, I don't know. No, well, that too. A glitch in the matrix, as they say. But someone like a protector watching out for you or something like that too, right? Like whether you name them guardian angels, whether you name them spirits, whether you name them family members, whatever it may be. But that may be their way to try and communicate with you or something like that, right? Lots of cultures have lots of different names, and so do people, but same premise idea.
I had skipped the whole part where I had deja vu that day. What?
The whole point of the story.
Yeah. No. When I was working out, doing something, that's when I had the deja vu at like 6:30. I had the deja vu at 6:30 that I was there at the moment. I saw the color of my dumbbell. I saw my dumbbell. I saw my shoes. I saw myself looking down what I was going to do at the next moment. And it was clear as freaking blue sky. And I was like, wait a second, what's going to happen? And then like nothing. I just saw that moment and that was it.
And it's weird how normal things like that trigger you. Like, it's like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, why does this trigger in my brain? I see my dumbbell every day. I see my shoes every day. What, you know what I mean? Like, it shouldn't be like...
No, it's kind of like right now. Say, for example, right now. This, if you take a picture, like right now, your brain remember this moment. And if you had already seen this before... you'd be like, oh... That was me. When I was looking down, that was the picture I saw. I dreamt of that.
I understand.
I feel like I'm not even making sense because my brain's all over the place. You know?
So you're trying to get everything out.
Yeah. So anyway.
I believe it. I think it also has, to me, obviously no one knows anything for sure. But
no.
To me it seems like a strong belief in that someone's trying to tell you something. That's what I always think. Like for things like that.
And then later on that day, I went back on Instagram and people was like, oh, have you heard about this and this about the shooting? And I said, yeah. And I was like, remember the whole deja vu I had yesterday? Something was telling me not to go out, telling my sister to be careful.
Yeah.
Trying to convince her not to go out because she's by herself. Just everything all at once. And I was like, maybe I'm overthinking. Maybe it's just a coincidence. People were like, no.
Yeah.
It was your gut feeling to like, it was something in the universe was telling you today is uneasy.
Yes.
I be careful.
Well, even gut feelings are weird.
Gut feeling. That gut feeling that I had to tell my sister. Be careful. Like, I couldn't tell her enough. I couldn't find the right words to tell her to be careful. I didn't say, hey, listen, I don't want you to go out today because I feel weird. Like, maybe you shouldn't go out.
She'd be like, what?
Like, then she'd be like, she knows I overthink a lot of things. And I think too much. And I overanalyze things a lot. And so she's probably going to be like, oh, no, you're just probably just overreacting. Like, you know. Just
my sister overthinking it.
Yeah, she's just overreacting.
Yeah, like, why would somebody actually... Like, it'd be hard to convince somebody to be like...
And it's like, you're going to the mall, like...
Yeah.
The mall we go to every day. Like, why wouldn't I want her to go there? You know what I mean? Like, it's just so...
It's very out of the blue.
Very out of the blue.
Yeah. I know, all those weird, like, unexplained things, it all kind of coincides together, I think. Like, I think it's all the same package. Like, it's almost like that Mandela effect, too. You know, it's like, where people swear, like, different things, and it's like, no, like, this wasn't like that when I was a kid, now it's different. Like, cereal boxes, and spellings, and names, and characters in movies.
I actually looked that up.
Yeah.
It's like, wow. And it's like your brain just kind of just blends it in and it just it just forgets that it ever was like that.
Yeah, it's
weird.
And so many people across the world swear by it.
Yeah.
Like, you know, they're like, no, I remember having that. And,
yeah.
But your brain does remember things in weird ways. But
And like, the one before this, the deja vu that I had was I was climbing over my mom's new house fence that time, because when we were walking over to that community party, I kind of vlogged it, I think, I don't know, can't remember, but I was with her, and I remember the deja vu, me climbing over, like as I see my foot coming up, I was like, I dreamt this. Like, this was supposed to be here. Like, at the time, I was like, this is supposed to be here. And then I remember exactly who I was going to see next. And my brain was like,
wow.
Yeah. But at the time, I was like, well, I'm supposed to be here. I'm going on the right path. Like, and times when we were together or before we met, and then things happened, the deja vu happened with us. And I'm just like, I'm going
it's the
on
path
the right.
I'm meant to be on.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's almost like, or that multi-universe thing where there's a different universe for every decision you make.
Exactly,
you know, like,
exactly. That's exactly how I feel. You know, I felt like if maybe I didn't tell my mom, oh, mama, like today it was really hot, like that day when we climbed over the fence, because like right, the fence is pretty high. My mom is not very, you know, like it's. What if I said, oh, let's. Well, or no, sorry. What if my mom was like, "Oh no, let's just walk the long way"? Like, what would happen?
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like,
you never know.
Yeah.
And then there's universes laid out with all those decisions.
Yeah. I totally forgot to tell you guys what kind of roll it is, but I'll put in the
They're all gone now.
No, in like the text later on when I edit this video.
They were all good though.
I forgot.
These were some good choices. Oh, that's okay.
Did you try this yet?
Yeah, that was a good one. It wasn't spicy.
No. Maybe I had like a.
I think my favorite is this one here. Let me try and reach. I think it's the last one. This one here. It's like some sort of a deep fried one.
It's a deep fried avocado.
Oh, it is delicious.
With mayo and sriracha on the top. So my question to you is.
Me or them?
Them.
Oh, okay.
I'm just really like interested in these kind of things. Like, I'm so curious if you guys ever get deja vu and how do you feel, and if you remember them, or I don't know.
You know which one I find the most interesting?
What?
Past lives. Man, I find I have gone so deep into those rabbit holes, like, and it's just like, and there's so many things that you can't explain. Like, people can't explain it. Like, and it's just like, what the heck? Like, but anyway, that's another topic.
No. Like, I'm just thinking because, like, I have read many stories too, and have watched many videos in regards to, like, past lives, and, like, kids who are reincarnated remember their past lives.
Did you ever see the one where it was the kid and he was like somewhere, say America or something like that? I think he was born or something like that. He was always interested in like World War II. And he was like always interested in planes. He loved planes. And then he was at like some museum and he's like, oh, that was my plane.
Oh my God.
And then the parents are like, what? And it was always this weird thing he had. And then he's like, yeah, I was in this squadron and blah, blah, blah. And they showed him like, and the parents went and looked it up and it was an actual squadron in World War II. And he named the dudes in the squadron. And he's like, oh yeah, this was Charlie. Oh yeah, there's Tom. Oh yeah. Oh, there, you know, and it's just like, and he actually remembered things that they would have only, and he met some of the pilots that were still alive. Yeah. And it's like,
well, I got goosebumps.
Yeah, it's a really weird one. Like, and there's so many weird things like that. Like,
but then it's like they eventually don't remember, right?
Yes.
As they grow older.
Yeah, they grow out of it. Yeah.
Weird,
really
right?
strange. Yeah.
I almost wonder, like, if it's like, if it works like this, like, you know, like your brain develops as you get older, and your memories, your new memories, like,
wash out the old ones.
Maybe.
I think so. And it's almost like they say kids are more susceptible to spirits and stuff too, right? Because your mind is so much more open.
They're so pure.
Yeah, they haven't been tainted by the world yet.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly. Man, you guys, this topic I can tangent on. And I know I apologize if you're watching and you're waiting for the get to know me video. Get to know you guys better. On Instagram, I did.
Soon.
Yeah.
I'm very interested in that one.
Mm-hmm.
Very interested. Yeah. I know. I could go on for that stuff and it's so funny because it leads into such weird things like quantum mechanics and like understanding the universe and like it goes like you start on these weird paths and then it goes down to all this scientific theory and stuff eventually too. How they're like, yeah, it kind of makes sense because we can't explain this and then this leads to this and then this leads to this. It's like,
like, how do you explain that? Like, how do you explain that?
Yeah.
Like, you can't.
No.
Did you try this one? This is, I think, scallop.
No, I didn't.
Onion scallop.
You can have it though.
You have some on that side.
Oh, you want? Oh, I couldn't see it. Oh yeah, it's behind my crab. I missed it. These are some good rolls though.
I think this one though is my favorite.
My favorite was the deep fried one, and then this one second. But yeah, man, good. I could sit here and talk for hours about that. Like,
yeah. Oh.
And the amount of and sit there and research it for hours and hours and days on end, and you're just like.
I love reading all the different stories like people tell. Mm-hmm. Like, because those are actual real experiences, right?
Yeah. Not
just some book they try to like make up stories or fairy tales of this could happen or this could.
You know which one? This is completely off topic, but you know which one really interests me?
What?
Giants.
Giants.
They've apparently found like giant skeletons all through like archaeology in the early 1900s, and they just hide them all. Yeah, like giants.
Why would
they think giants were real. Like they think David and Goliath was an actual real story. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Giants, eh?
But that's a whole nother. That's a whole nother rabbit hole.
That's crazy though. I've actually never really heard of that.
Yeah, there's like lots of pictures of them and stuff. There's a lot of fake pictures, but there's a lot of stuff that's from and news articles from like the turn of the century where they're like, oh yeah, this was discovered, like
really?
And it just never gets talked about. Yeah, super interesting. Like I like weird things like that.
No, not weird at all. It's very interesting.
It's like, man, you can just like go on and on and on about it. It's like giants. I know.
And I also want to say thank you to those who have messaged me on Instagram, checking on Aaron and I, see if we were safe. We're fine.
Yes.
You know, it's such a tragedy. Kid's 14.
Man.
I don't know. I feel so bad for the tourist that was here.
Oh.
That obviously was the victim.
Yeah, man.
I don't even know what to say. No, it's so sad because it's just random. You're just at the wrong place at the wrong time.
That's the thing.
There's no rhyme or reason. Like it's just completely random. It could have been you and I walking to the food court.
Maybe another universe it was.
I don't know, man.
Yeah.
So I just had to share that with you. Because, I don't know. I felt like I had to.
It was weighing on you.
Yeah.
I like the deja vu one, though.
Man.
Things like that, like the unexplained. I guess that's what interests me the most.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And it happens to you, but you just can't explain it. I can't explain it.
And some people just, I don't know how many people believe it or don't believe it, but.
Oh, I'm pretty sure 99.9% of people who are going to comment down below are probably going to tell you, yes, I've had deja vu. And yes, I heard of people having deja vu.
It's almost like one of those things, it's like when I was younger, I always, like my parents were, you did a me. My parents were always very open about, like, spirits.
Yeah.
Like, I remember one of their friends' houses we would go to.
We talking about spirits now?
Well, no, I'm just talking about like being open to different things and experiencing things. And there's this one friend of theirs houses that we would go to all the time, and they had 2 big dogs. And I remember my parents telling me, "Don't be scared if the dogs start barking when they're at nothing when they're looking downstairs, because there's a ghost down there and there's a ghost in the kitchen." And I was like, "What?" Like super young. I don't even remember how. I must have been under 10 for sure, and I always remembered that. Like,
you want that?
No, I'm okay. I just had that
good
big one.
Okay.
And it's kind of like those things, and it's like I always wanted to see one. So I wonder if like it's like
you do not want to see one.
I've seen ghosts. So yeah, we talked about it. Yeah.
Oh, that time.
Yeah. And I think I've seen them a couple times, but for sure. But it's almost like it's like one of those things. If you haven't experienced it, I wonder if deja vu is like I would like to have that experience. That's what I was getting to with that. Where you always hear about ghosts, and it's like I'd really like to just see one, from a distance. Like, or if you haven't had deja vu, it's like I'd really like to experience it, or
it's almost like it is. It's like if you don't believe in spirits or ghosts or anything like that, like if you've never experienced it, you wouldn't think it's real. You think people are making it up, and you think it's BS. No, I was that person.
Oh, really?
Because I would always hear stories when I was a kid, and grandparents that they would always tell. The elderlies would always tell you like these stories. Oh, don't do that. The so and so spirit's gonna come and get you, and we're like, it's almost like. I almost feel like it's a story they tell kids just to scare them.
To get them to not do things.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So ever since when I was younger, I was like, no, I don't believe that. No way. There's no ghosts. There's no spirits. There's no, like a different dimension in this world. It's just us here. And then as I get older and as things started to happen to me personally, then it was like, okay, I believe it now. Like I believe it now. And then all the stories that I would hear from when I was younger, I was like, oh crap, like that's scary.
I always believed it for some reason.
No,
I never questioned it. I always kind of like. No. I was always kind of like. It's kind of like when you're a kid. Well, I guess it's different, but I was gonna say like when you can't do something. But you hear people talking about it, you're not like, oh, I don't believe it.
Yeah.
Like,
no, I definitely...
I've never seen the space shuttle fly, so I don't believe it. Like, you know what I mean? Kind of thing? Like,
yeah. Yeah. No, but it's almost like it's a normal thing for people to talk about. So, to me, it's like, oh, they're just talking about it.
More so in Asia. Like, in North American culture, at least my family growing up, it's not like a topic like it is here. Like here, it's like they're always talking about spirits and ghosts and like, oh, don't go there. Oh, make sure you say thanks. Make sure you ask permission. Make sure you do this. Don't do that. It's like, what? Like it's overload compared to North America where it's like, oh yeah, just be careful. There's a ghost down there. Like you might hear a random, you know what I mean? Like, because I heard about it. And I didn't see a ghost until I was like, probably, I don't know, 17, 18 or something like that. And then of course you really believe, like you're like, oh yeah, there's no explanation for what I saw. Like so
maybe we should do like a Halloween special.
Ooh.
on that.
It'll be a good one
because the stories we have are real.
Yeah,
they're not.
Yeah, I'm not gonna embellish. Yeah,
actually we won't promise you anything because sometimes I don't like talking about it.
I like talking about it. But the thing is, I'm also terrified of ghosts and spirits. But I'm also very intrigued by them. Yeah. Because I feel like there's good ones and bad ones, and ones that can hurt you, and ones that won't hurt you, and ones that are to help you.
It's true.
And how do you know? How do you know which one's who? Like, I don't. That's why I'm kind of freaked out about them. Because it's like, if I see one, I'm out. Like, I'm out. Like, I don't care if it just shakes the bed, whatever it does, turns this, I don't care. I'm out. Like... now, like,
yeah,
like,
all right,
yeah.
Well,
I am stuffed.
Me too.
I did not.
I actually cleared everything on my side.
What?
Just kidding. Just kidding.
I'm gonna go back and review this and do a tally.
Anyways, you guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Yeah. Trust your instincts.
And gut feelings. Yeah. And let us know about deja vu.
Yeah.
I'm really interested in what people say.
I'm so interested.
Have you had it? How often? Like.
Yeah, because I snap a screenshot of like the ones from Instagram of people telling me like, oh, I've always had it and it creeps me out. It's always a good one. It's always a bad one. I never know what to do. Like things like that. Because
to me personally, you have it a lot, but I don't really know because I only balance it against myself, which I've had it maybe like 7, 8, 9 times in my life. So, and you have it like all the time. She's always like, oh my God, that was a crazy deja vu. It's like,
yeah, but that's why I had to like ask you guys, like, do you guys get deja vu? Because I get them freaking all the time and it creeps me out. Like, I know they're deja vu because I've dreamt them. I even remember like, dreaming of it that day and having it happen that day. Like, it's crazy. Or it like, or I've dreamt about it for like, I don't know, months before, and it's just happening now, and I just remember it. Like, you know what I mean?
Let me stop you right there.
What?
Isn't that a premonition? I don't think that's deja vu. I think that's a premonition you're talking about. No. That's like seeing something before it happens.
That's what I mean. I've dreamt about it.
Yeah.
And then it actually happens, and my brain remembers because I have already seen it.
Yeah. That might be a premonition.
No, a premonition is when you're awake.
Oh, is it? Oh.
Like say for example, like
see it.
Like say we're like talking right now and all of a sudden you stop because I started seeing something else. That's a premonition, I think.
We're going to get on Google later and look this up. I don't really know. I just thought that was like...
But that is a premonition, yeah, but it's... I don't know. Now I'm confused.
To me, deja vu is more like a gut instinct where it's like, oh, like, this is very familiar. Oh my God, like, I feel like I've done this before. Not
yes,
seeing it.
Yes, that plus you're seeing...
So you have like an oversensitive, a hyper deja vu almost kind of thing.
But I feel like that's what they have too. Like,
I've only ever had the one.
Like you dreamt about it and then it happened. So that's deja vu.
Maybe my deja vu was I had dreamt about it, but I didn't remember.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Anyways, you guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. We are going to let you go. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time. Bye.
Bye-bye.